Empires forged their power not in battles, but in burning steel. Each strike echoed ambition louder than thunder over the docks.
Lines of ink became borders drawn across the restless sea.
Where fire met salt, humanity built its gods of war. Every rivet held a prayer for victory, or a whisper of doom. Lightning watched them work, jealous of their artificial thunder. Half-born giants waited for flags, names, and orders to kill. The sea demanded respect, yet mankind offered conquest. Floated, ironclad, toward the horizon of empire. Every launch was a promise. Every splash, a declaration of will.
They saw not ships, but tools of balance and intimidation.
Power began not with fleets, but with factories and fuel lines.
Nations competed in silence, their streets humming with iron ambition.
We build gods, lad, but pray they never awaken fully.
From smoke and pride, an age of iron dreams began. Infrastructure defined ambition. Weak foundations buried empires early.
Progress demands strength, but even steel forgets how to endure.
A single inch short, and millions sank into bureaucratic despair. Nature mocked them gently, drowning dreams before completion. Money weighed heavier than metal when pride met limitation.
Two rivals raced, one by will, the other by necessity.
They built in faith, ignorant of how their own dreams functioned. Every mirror of metal showed both progress and punishment. Weapons were prayers shaped by fire and cooled in compromise. Skill became survival. Each flaw meant death, unseen but certain.
Empires were built on ink, crumbling faster than signatures dried.
Industrial silence was louder than 1,000 naval guns.
The hand that built fleets could also drown them in protest.
Even gears tire. Every machine carries the memory of collapse. Ambition without patience filled harbors with monuments to failure. Skilled hands scarce, schedules slipped, hulls waited under patient tarps through winters.
Years to train a crew, lad. Years.
Empires demand ships by spring at dawn.
Experienced riveters reassigned, carriers paused, while escorts received priority during crucial months. Blueprints changed weekly, budgets trembled, yards relearned forgotten techniques under political pressure. Gun foundries lengthened pits, lathes groaned, larger barrels demanded mastery and patience. When funds denied expansion, designers compromised, multiplying smaller turrets across fragile decks. Armor shipments delayed. Carriers cannibalized steel meant for battlecruisers throughout bottleneck years.
Imported plates arrived perfect,
until borders closed and contracts evaporated overnight entirely.
Licenses for turbines overpriced. Admiralties settled for older engines, slower, heavier, vulnerable.
Foreign fire control coveted, but allies prioritized themselves before friends during frantic rearmament.
Dry dock locations mattered. Distant wars punished centralized maintenance philosophies with attrition. Overseas bases measured designs, hulls resized to fit Gibraltar and Malta capacities. Floating docks promised flexibility, yet demanded specialists and escorts for perilous tows. Trains too short, barrels sailed aboard awkward transport ships across treacherous straits. Roads buckled under boilers. Bridges reinforced with wartime urgency and scarce rivets. Logistic officers fought invisible battles, rerouting tonnage like generals across continents nightly. Queues formed everywhere. Damaged ships waited months for docking after brutal sorties. Enemies repaired faster. Round 2 arrived before welds cooled and morale steadied. Strategists circled dates. Industry circled limits none could ignore under tightening blockades. Storms closed slips. Schedules collapsed like scaffolds in tempests over black estuaries.
Gentlemen, these extended contracts are crippling us.
Contracts extended, debts mounted, reputations rusted through committee hearings and newspaper fury.
Another one gone. We'll have to fudge the manifest.
Supply ships vanished, manifests rewritten to hide crippling shortages from enemy spies.
Another one that's no good. Workshops learned quickly. Still miscut steel on critical mornings, draining time reserves.
Right, Collins. Davies, you're on hull 47.
Overtime blurred days. Whistles marked lives more than calendars or family dinners.
Shipwrights counted rivets like prayers, fearing one would fail amid north storms.
Test firings thundered. Echoes measured courage and tolerances together across empty ranges. Launch days returned. Flags kissed rain. Steel breathed relief over watching crowds.
Victories on paper became ships, yet weaknesses lingered beneath the gleaming paint.
Convoys demanded escorts. Turbine gears scarce delayed entire classes of urgent hulls. Designers tried diesels. Compromises traded speed for survivability in coastal convoy duties. Alternate drives whined. Mechanics cursed unfamiliar schematics overnight, learning dangerous lessons quickly. Steel quotas shifted. Alaska ambitions paused for carriers protecting lifelines and skies. Czech armor once flowed. Invasion ended deliveries without farewell, leaving gaps everywhere. Home mills strained, tempering plates with variable quality, demanding rework and patience. Imported fuses stopped. Shells sailed lacking confidence and bite until substitutes matured. Rangefinders scarce. Captains trusted sea instinct over instruments during fog and chaos. Training ships cannibalized. Classrooms taught improvisation as doctrine under relentless timelines nationwide. Wartime repairs prioritized carriers. Battleships idled, awaiting parts and scarce dock space. Overseas yards learned faster, fueled by necessity and fear of sudden raids. Convoys brought knowledge back, not just steel and food for restless apprentices.
Sabotage whispered. Counterintelligence prowled among cranes nightly, protecting secrets behind guarded floodlights.
Maps shifted west. Logistics redrew victory's true front along stormy shipping lanes. Ammunition magazines expanded. Safety rituals became sacred after near-catastrophic detonations ashore. Signals improved, production still lagged behind operational demand, causing difficult deployment choices.
Thank you for your hard work. We appreciate it.
Narrator. Officers visited factories, learned patience, promised honest schedules after previous optimistic failures.
New apprentices mastered welds. Seams shone like sunrise across towering hulls proudly. Assembly lines adapted naval work without losing craftsmanship, balancing speed with scrutiny. Night shifts synchronized. Cranes moved like choreography under stars over humming rivers.
First-class yards mentored distant stations through coded instructions, accelerating repairs and retrofits.
Failures documented rigorously, every mistake transformed into doctrine, preventing future repeating disasters. Victories modest. Reliability replaced glamorous specifications. War rewarded endurance over record numbers. Fleet sailed stronger, though still chained to infrastructure realities learned through hardship.
Weather forecasts integrated, storms scheduled like formidable enemies, reducing launch day disasters.
Dockside hospitals expanded. Human cost finally entered ledgers, changing priorities and planning.
Propellers balanced perfectly. Vibrations dropped. Crews slept before tomorrow's relentless trials again.
Allies shared blueprints. Secrecy relaxed to accelerate survival, under existential pressure everywhere. Final tests passed, papers signed. Pennants issued solemnly across echoing administration halls. Launch rails waxed. Crowds gathered. Sirens wailed through drizzle as names christened. Steel met salt. A nation exhaled, then counted remaining bottlenecks with resolve.
Reading steady. Note that, ensign. Sea trials revealed truths, budgets preferred hiding, captains reported calmly, engineers adjusted.
Operational readiness declared. Transports aligned. Escorts assigned, amid cautious optimism at headquarters.
Convoys formed columns. Radios checked. Discipline tightened under gray Atlantic horizons tonight.
First missions sailed. Factories listened through distant sirens, measuring consequences of months. Inum found quickly. Escorts performed beyond skeptical expectations, proving patient investment worthwhile.
Get those plates patched. Move it. We've got a schedule to keep.
War continued grinding. Industry matched pace without collapsing through gritted national teeth.